2025.
Dun, dun, dun. Just
imagine.
Bro.
No, I'm literally obsessed.
Hey besties. Welcome to
Literally Obsessed.
It's Cassy.
And Brittany.
Welcome to the last episode of 2024. Let's hold some space, guys, for this. You're like, oh.
Well, I've seen it, so.
Isn't it crazy? Wow, guys. We really
this is crazy.
Have had a crazy little year.
Yeah,
Maybe we can recap our year at the end of this episode.
Dang, okay.
We can give a little goodbye.
Okay, I'm down. Because this is actually it. No, I'm just kidding.
Can you imagine?
This is it forever.
This is it, guys. Bye.
Bye.
XOXO. Hello. Hello.
Oh, that's cute.
So to kind of tie out the year, we wanted to do our favorite reads of 2024 for you guys. I know we talk a lot about what books we're reading, what we are wanting to read, but we have some favorite ones we've picked that we've for sure talked about before, but to give you guys a little synopsis of how our year went with books.
Yeah.
Might I say, they're all the books I've read. So I would say my favorite books have been everything I've read this year.
It was hard for me to cut out some books.
Yeah,
I was like, no, let's just make it the top.
Let's just make it the top.
Top tier.
Yep. But before we get into the episode, let's give a little reminder. Coming into the new year, you guys can wear our fun merch that we have dropped. We dropped it a couple weeks ago from where you're watching this. You guys can check it out on our website. We have a couple different items for you guys right now. Hopefully we'll drop some more later in the future, but we got some cool stuff for you guys over there. And if you would like to get a discount on it maybe, or join our Discord chats and such, you guys can join our Patreons. We have 2 tiers: book club, book besties. Y'all know the drill. Same with our newsletter. Every month we post what's up with us, what's up with the podcast, our book recommendations. Y'all know what we're talking about. So
everything will be in the description for y'all.
Gotta keep y'all prepared.
It's true.
You're welcome.
Last thing, just a little content spoiler warning for you guys. We probably will get into spoiler territory because we're talking about books that we love.
Yeah.
So if you haven't read any of these books and you don't want spoilers, just as they come up, feel free to skip ahead. And then also, y'all know us and how we talk, so.
We're dirty people. Naughty. Are you
guys on that side of TikTok? Tally the Elf.
Tally
I love
the
him.
Elf. Tally the Elf from Disney World.
In like a Disney World parade, and he just goes up to people. My favorite one so far is like, Jessica, naughty.
Jessica. He's got this like thick Southern accent.
Yeah, I love him.
We're naughty.
Tamara, I think you knew that.
I think
deep down you knew that.
It's so good.
I'm obsessed with him.
It's
always, he's like sweating too.
It's putting in the fucking work. He's putting in the work for this
Tally,
holiday.
if you're listening, I love you.
We love you.
If you could send me a fucking cameo,
please, I'll pay you.
In costume saying naughty. I would love it.
Naughty. Okay.
All right, let's
dive in. Go ahead, Brittany.
Oh, okay. Well, I tried to do these in order. I had to go back into my Goodreads and look at what I read this year. So one of my first books that I read was The Only One Left by Riley Sager, I believe is how you say his last name. And that was a thriller.
I remember you talking about this one.
I really liked that one. I was scared going into it. This might seem a little sexist of me. I just have not read a book written by a man in a long time. Yeah. So I was curious how exactly I was going to take a book being from a man's perspective. But I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I remember you mentioning that you really liked it.
Yeah,
kind of got me hooked. Kind of forgot about it.
Twisty-turny.
Yeah.
So it was good.
I got to read that one. I got to get into more thrillers.
Yeah, I've heard he has a lot of other books. I've heard that they're good. So down to give them a try.
You read, when did you, in the beginning of the year, right?
It was in January, yeah.
I remember that. Damn, dude.
No, this year flew by.
Guys, we were literally talking today about how, because Brittany's birthday is in January. Yeah. and we had a pretty eventful birthday for her this year, that it's almost been a year since then is
it's
completely
crazy.
baffling to me. So
it's actually
weird.
crazy.
It's been a year since you talked about that book. Weird.
Yeah, I know.
Sweet. My first favorite is A Court of Mist and Fury.
Woo.
I want to say, I don't want to pick my favorite one out of my list, but I will say that's like,
I love that book so
probably
much.
number one. I don't know if I'll ever feel that way again.
Yeah.
Ever.
Mm-hmm.
And like, even when on my happiest day, like a wedding or like a true love confessional that is happening to me
It will
personally,
not be the
it
best
will
day of your
not
life.
be the best day, because
Yeah.
the best day was when I read chapters 54, 55
Yeah.
of Akamath.
Akamath. No, I think, like, you know, when I read things, I'm like, nothing will ever beat this for me.
Yep.
And then it's like something comes along and like maybe it doesn't necessarily beat it, but gives you a different feeling that's similar. Like I read Akatar before Fourth Wing, so I remember reading Akamath and being like, nothing is ever going to beat this.
Yeah.
And then it's like Fourth Wing came along. I was like, nothing is ever going to beat this.
Yep.
I don't think anything has yet. But,
Yeah.
It gave me a different feeling. It's like I can't necessarily compare the two.
Yeah.
But man, does that book have such a special place in my heart. I would literally give anything to read it again for the first time.
And I think knowing that, because like every time I would mention me reading it, like Brittany would always just be like, ugh, like it's just such a good point. Or she would say something along the lines of that. And so I was trying to soak in the book as much as possible. You can only do so much, but like I read it, like that part of the book, like more on like a trip that I had with my parents, which is like probably not the vibe, but I couldn't stop reading it.
Yeah.
And like it was like really cold where I was. I went to like DC, and so like it was just like really freezing, and it was like the good vibes, and I don't think I'll ever feel like that intense like emotion than that book. And that was like, I think end of March, early April.
Yeah.
So it was like pretty highlight of my year.
Few books that I feel like I've like changed my brain chemistry, and like that's one of them.
I think about it every day.
I'm a different person after reading that book.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. So
yeah,
if that doesn't sell you on reading Akatar, then I don't know. I
get
really
through the first one, guys. I know it's
truly get through it.
Kind of sucks.
It kind of sucks.
The first couple, like the first half, is hard to get through.
The world building isn't really intense, but literally it is so worth it. It's so worth it getting to the second book.
Yeah. Okay, for my next book, I put down Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I've talked about this book plenty of times on here, and how there are some things that I'm not a fan of. I feel like it's very Hunger Games inspired, to the point where some of it doesn't make sense to me. It almost just seems like a direct carbon copy of the Hunger Games. Like, I didn't fully understand why some things were happening other than it happened in the Hunger Games. But I'll give her some grace. She was like 18 when she wrote it. And I overall do really like the book, and like I love Kai. He's the main character, or like the main guy. So I'm excited for the third one. Unfortunately, I feel Reckless, right?
Reckless,
the second one.
yeah.
Reckless was not as good in my opinion. But I'm excited for it. Had a really good ending, and I'm excited for the third one.
Yeah. I still need to freaking read it.
Yeah.
I gotta read it so bad.
Yeah.
But it looks so good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So
my next one is a funny one, but not really. It's A Court of Wings and Ruin.
Another great one.
I will say I don't think it hit as hard as Mist and Fury, of course, but I don't know. I read it, and like it did kind of take me a little while because of how like much of a high Mist and Fury was, but I really did like it, and that's why I'll stand on it being the last book of the series, even though I haven't fully read it yet, so I guess I can't have that opinion. But it was really good. I read it during the summer. I finished it during the summer, which probably wasn't like the vibe. If I would have probably read it in like the December months or the winter months, then it would have been better. But it was still a really good one.
Yeah.
One of my faves.
Okay, next up I have The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. Or Poston. I
think it's Poston.
Poston, like Boston?
Boston and Boston.
Loved this book. This is the first book from her that I read, and I was a little bit confused going into it. I don't want to spoil it because I know that you're not done with it, but how far into it are you?
Probably need to give it a good reread.
Okay.
I haven't read it in a little while, but I would say I got to like chapters like 10.
Okay. So do you know like the magical elements
Yes.
of it? Okay. So yeah, before I read it, I had heard like, oh, it's a romance, but there's like fantasy elements. I was like, what the hell does that mean?
Yeah.
And pretty quickly, like you figure out what that means.
Yeah.
But such a cute book, and
it's
like
really cute so far.
I also have another one of her books written down, and I'll get there. But like, seems like all of her books kind of have like the little fantasy element to them.
Yeah.
So I'm just a big fan of her writing. It's like real world books, but like
whimsical
themes.
Like, yeah. No, yeah. I need to probably reread it. It's been a little while since I've like picked it up, but I like her writing. Like her writing is very like, yes, it has some things that I'm like, do I get that? But like, it's still pretty easy to read. So
Casual.
Very casual.
Set in New York. I love New York.
The app, like the environment that she puts it in is like really fun. It's really good. But yeah, I'm excited to read that one too. I really got to restart that.
Yeah, you do.
We should have done we just did a most likely to. Did we should have had the questions like who most likely to reread a book.
Yeah.
Would have been me.
We did address it on the DNF.
We did address that. Okay. My next one is In the Likely Event. Miss Rebecca Yarros. That one kind of hit me like a bus, man. Like, I don't know. I finished it in like 2 days or like no
you finished it pretty quick.
It was really, really quickly. It was very good. We've made a whole episode about it, so you guys know my opinion. Yes. But Rebecca, you just really know how to tug at my heartstrings. So it was just really, really good. I think it was also just super easy to read, and it like fit for the time. Loved it. Yeah. Really, really highly recommend it.
Yeah, big fan of just her in general. I'll flip my next two because they're the same as yours. So
oh God. Okay.
I'll flip the order that I had them in. Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. Let's talk about
Made it on our list. Yeah. We truly could have done a whole episode about this book. I'm surprised that we didn't.
I think I would need to reread.
Weren't we in like Iron Flame territory during that time?
I think so, because I think I read it during the summer.
Yeah. Guys,
so good.
If you want to read a book that has real shit in it, then you will love this book. I truly felt that I was in the eyes of, I forgot what's her name. Holy shit.
Oh my God. What? I can remember his name. He's Justin.
What's his name?
Oh fuck. Hold on.
Oh.
Where's her name? Emma. Justin and Emma.
Fuck.
Dude.
I don't think I would have guessed that either. I don't think I would have guessed Emma.
No, I remember how we talked about things just talking about leaving your mind.
No, but I will say I remembered a lot of other scenes of it. I don't know. I just think that this book, maybe it found me at the right time, but like it has a lot to do with like anxiety, and it has a lot to do with like coming back to like old parts of yourself and like your history and all of that stuff, fun stuff, that I think it truly made me feel very indulged in the storyline because of how real it was. And I think we, as much as we want to get outside of the real world, she wrote it so beautifully to where it wasn't so like intense, but it was very relatable. Yeah.
No, I love a good romance, obviously, that makes you feel like all warm and like fuzzy inside. But I do love when they cover things that are like real shit that's going on in real people's lives. It just makes these characters so much more relatable, and it just like amps up the story.
Yeah, it's very much a mental health book alongside of a romance book and dealing with that. And I think the ending, not to spoil it, is a very mature / realistic ending that two people should have had.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I really liked it because it wasn't like any other book that I've read recently.
Yeah.
Just had a real shit. Shit.
It was so good.
Yep. Yay! I'm so excited about this one.
Ah! Okay. Funny story by Miss Emily Henry.
Y'all. we won't shut up about the same. We hyperfixate on the same books.
Yeah.
Forever, and I don't think it's ever gonna stop.
I would love to reread Funny Story.
God, I would give anything to read Funny Story again.
Yeah, I need to reread it.
Also a book that I read pretty fast.
Mm-hmm.
It's like once you get hooked, man, it like
you get hooked,
dude. I don't know. It was like, I read it in the summer. Did we read like towards the end of summer?
I think so.
I think it was towards the end of
Time
summer.
doesn't exist,
especially this year.
Yeah,
this year didn't exist, but it was somewhat of the warm months of a sort.
Yeah.
But this book is like the perfect little like summery, just perfect like romance book you can find.
Mm-hmm.
And it was during the summer. It's because we were working a summer thing.
Uh-huh.
And I remember reading it. But I don't know, something about it is like Miles was just such a enticing character.
Yeah.
And like I actually think I fell in love.
Mm-hmm.
And it's heartbreaking that he's not real.
Yeah.
But like I fell in love with that character so much.
Yeah.
And I don't know, Emily Henry really knows how to write intense, like anxiety-filled scenes.
Mm-hmm.
I really felt like I was in the moment.
Yeah. I don't know. Y'all know me, how I feel about it. There's if you want to listen to more of our thoughts, we have a whole episode on it.
Whole ass episode. So. But if you ask me, I'll always tell how we feel.
I also this was the year of Emily Henry books for me. Mm-hmm. I think the only book that I didn't, well, actually maybe I only read, besides Funny Story, Beach Read and Book Lovers. So JK, but I just put
it's still the year.
All Emily Henry books.
She really knows how to fucking write them.
Yeah. Every book that I read from her this year was like a top book for me. So
that's why they're becoming TV shows.
There you go.
Because she writes good shit.
Yep.
Okay, so we know how I love this book. We made a whole episode. But Verity was a highlight for me because I've never really read thrillers before, and this was a good dip in that pool, in that genre. Really just liked how different but similar feeling it had of reading this type of book.
Yeah. So
I hope to read other books like that. And if it was a ghostwriter, I would like to read their work too.
Fair.
Fair.
She's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next I have a novel love story by Ashley Poston. Again, this was just such a cute book. Mm-hmm. And again, I just love the fantasy elements that she throws into her writing. It just, again, gave me such like a warm, cozy feeling while
excited.
Reading it. It's so cute.
I got it at the Target deal, so I'm really excited to read it.
Yeah, I liked it. I think you'll like it too.
I think I'll like it too. It's gonna be really fun. Okay, so my last one, even though I haven't finished it, but it's
also mine
it's
too.
Gonna happen.
Uh-huh.
We both have Variation by Miss Rebecca Yarros.
Yes.
Girl is just working overtime.
No, she's
cranking out the books so quickly. But I don't know. I mean, I haven't finished it, so I can't fully like say anything about it. But from what I've read, it's just the work you would expect from Rebecca, of being just very descriptive and very immersive in like the world that she built. Mm-hmm. And very real at the same time. So yeah. I really, really, really enjoy it, and I'm excited to finish it.
Yeah, I just finished it today, actually.
Like 2 hours ago.
Yeah, literally. I will not spoil anything for you as you're reading it. But yeah, just so much was crammed into this little book. And I loved it.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's not too much I can say without ruining it, but I loved it.
I'm really excited to finish it. Hopefully we'll finish it soon.
Really good. The spice was spicing.
I'm so excited.
Truly. Feelings we're feeling. Love you, Miss Rebecca.
You're really working for us, and I appreciate it.
Truly.
But we've had a great year of books, guys.
I know.
Like, truly, really every book I read this year was a 5-star on Goodreads for me.
Yeah.
And that's saying something, at least.
It's been a good year. It's been what is this going to be? 8 months of the podcast?
Damn, guys.
Right?
Yeah.
We started in April. We're like, you're almost a full-term baby.
You're almost born. How does it feel, guys?
We've led you guys through a pregnancy.
It's weird because, like, to reflect on 2024, we started talking about making a podcast like a year ago.
Yeah.
And, like, actually didn't start it up until like April 1st. But it's weird to see like how this entire year has kind of been like working towards a goal, which was to get the podcast running, get merch out there, just like have a fun hobby like this, and like we've done it. And so I think it's very cute, very wholesome to look back at like kind of the fun year that we've had, especially through books. So we like, at least like on behalf of us, like we really appreciate all of your guys' support throughout the entire year. And if you're new here or if you've been here since day one, so like God bless you if you actually watched that first episode.
Like, the first one's rough, guys.
Like, truly so rough. And like I hope you see the progress that we've had, and stick with it because we're still growing. But it's been a crazy little year.
Yeah, no, it really has. I feel you guys know that we work full-time jobs other than this, so it's been crazy busy most of the year, having to work pretty much 2 full-time jobs. But really all we wanted from the podcast was just a place where we could talk to people about books. Yeah. And have a little community, and we've kind of started that. So
it's really fun.
It's fun. We see some of you guys who've been here for most of the ride with us. We like recognize your guys' usernames and stuff. So
means a lot.
We love ya. We talk about you all the time.
We really do. I just want you guys to know that our Brittany and I's like relationship outside of the podcast is this exact same as what you're seeing now. Constant yapping for hours and like sending each other like stuff about what we see on the podcast. So it's like we do hyperfixate on what we're doing here. Yeah. And it really takes a big part of our like life, but in like a good way, I think.
That's true.
So we're excited to see what 2025 brings in.
That's crazy.
It doesn't even sound real. Because it's from when we're filming this right now is the beginning of December. It's December 3rd. And like this is going up beginning of January.
December 30th.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's into January almost, basically. Into a whole new year.
Yeah.
Which is so weird.
Yeah, after this we need to work on our schedule for January, which is crazy.
It's crazy to think
because we're like a month ahead of where we actually are. But just so that you guys know, it could change because obviously there's a couple weeks. We will have a couple final, I don't want to call them filler episodes, but maybe deep dives of other books or some other things. And then obviously on January 21st, it's a big day.
It's a big day. It's our favorite day.
Onyx Storm Day. So we'll see if Miss Rebecca drops anything else before the date. But we will be spending the week that it comes out reading. And we do know for sure that our first episode back will be talking about like our first impressions and seeing if our theories / predictions that we did a while back are correct. Or what we got right, what we didn't get right. So I can't wait for that.
And that truly will just lead into like the entirety of Onyx Storm.
Yeah. And I mean, it's a little hard to plan right now because we don't know how many chapters there are.
Don't know really what
don't
it
know like
entails.
A page count. I'm sure we could find one, but I don't know like how accurate it is at this point. So I think we're just going to wait till we have it in our hands.
And actually reading it,
and reading it to see how we want to break up the chapters. But it is probably going to be a couple months of a deep dive.
As you guys have seen how extensive we can get into like Iron Flame and Fourth Wing, we are treating this the same way, if not probably more, because we are so excited for it. Yeah. And we don't even know when the next one after that will come out.
Yeah, we're really excited to actually since we started the podcast a little bit later from when the book came out, we're like actually going to be living it with you guys.
It's so I'm so excited. Fun. It's so exciting.
But yeah, I am kind of sad because who knows when the next one's going to come out.
I know. We're going to have to savor it as much as possible, but
which is going to be hard.
It's going to be really hard to like try to take time with the book, but also I have to know everything that's happening.
Yeah, we also kind of figured out our work schedule around that time,
crazy.
And
we're going to be working
with us,
overtime.
guys.
So if we seem delulu, it's because we are.
Yeah.
That's okay.
It's gonna be a little rough.
We're sticking it through just for you guys. Yeah. But definitely we've planned for this though, since like it's like been revealed that it's coming out end of January, so we're expecting to talk about Onyx Storm for a little while, but hope you guys enjoy like our smaller episodes until then, so it's not so intense for you.
I know,
so sorry, we yap all the time.
We yap too much.
I know, like today, like right now, it's like this is probably good and normal.
Yeah, this is like a normal episode. Yeah,
what you've
it's
seen.
true. But
so just want to say thank you from us. We hope you guys have had a good year with us so far. It's not stopping anytime soon, and if there's anything that you guys would like to see in the new year, I know we just said Onyx Storm will take us up, but if there's anything you guys would like us to talk about or bring up, let us know. You guys know we always check your comments, so we love to hear from you, and let us know what you like maybe would not like us to see. Like, tell us your opinions of what we've been doing. We love hearing from you guys. And also, if you had a great year, what has like been your favorite book reads of this year, or favorite moments from listening to the podcast?
Yeah,
let us know.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but thank you guys for everything you've done this year. It's been such a fun one, and we can't wait for more.
Yeah, we will see you guys in 2025.
Dun dun dun. Just
imagine,
bro. Don't even get me started. I have doomsday issues. Truly, it's crazy. But anyways, on that note,
we will see you guys next week. Does that make you feel better?
Yeah, I love it.
We'll see you guys next week for another
Happy
episode.
New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody. Be safe out there.
Be safe. All right, we love you guys.
Bye, everyone. Bye.